Let's go! Here comes the pain! Have a taste of this! You're gonna be sorry for that! This is for my fellow hunter! This is gonna hurt! Here it comes! It's over! Are you ready?
I'm glad it's surprise! Prepare for a world of hurt!
Take that!
Are you ready?
No more holding back!
Goodbye!
It's over for you!
I'll smash you to bits!
Take this!
This is gonna hurt! Say goodbye!
Let's have some fun!
Attack! This is what being a royal knight is all about. Yeah! Let's give it all we got. That's Kimura's hero for you.
Yes.
We did it! Another job well done.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak final digital event. We're so excited to have you. I'm Joe. I'm one of the community managers over at Capcom USA, and I'm joined by...
Hey, I'm Jono, and I'm EMEA Community Manager at Monster Hunter.
Jono, it's finally here, the final digital event for Sunbreak. It's been a long road, and we're just excited to get into it.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been like almost a year already just for Sunbreak. There's been so many adventures, so many hunts, so many free updates, and experiencing that with the community has been incredible. So to kind of see the cherry on the cake kind of appear now, yeah, it's kind of emotional, you know?
Oh, I know. It's bringing a little bit of a tear to my eye. But no, seriously, it's been an amazing road. The community's been amazing, and we've had so much content added to this game, not only over the last year, but with the launch of Sunbreak and even before that, with everything coming to Rise. So yeah, it's just, if you're diving into this game, you've got hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours of content, and we've got a little bit more that we're showing right now. So should we go ahead and get into it?
Let's do this.
Just a little
memories,
bit of a
yeah.
look back, right?
I mean, the response we got to like Espinas and like Gormagala and Flamin' Espinas, just incredible. Like seeing the Frontier representation coming in force in Sunbreak, yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, and they've added so many cool monsters to this game, just across the series history. I think there's just been a great roster that's been added over the last year or so.
Absolutely, and here we have series producer Ryozo Shishimoto, and we also have Sunbreak's director Suzuki. So it's great to hear from the guys.
Yeah, we haven't seen them for a bit, so it's really cool to have them back on the show, talking about all the content that they've been working on. So just really cool to have them.
Without further ado, let's have a look at the latest.
And so we got a new trailer coming right up.
Enjoy.
And if you saw the last event, you may have seen a little bit of this, but we'll let that go.
Great.
Very dramatic.
Here we go, getting flashbacks to the start of Sunbreak now.
It's time to end this.
Who have we got?
There it is.
Primordial Malzeno. Look at that. It
Looks so cool.
Really beautiful. Yeah.
I love the color. Just
like silver and purple.
Looks awesome.
Like, oh. This is our final fight for Sunbreak, and what a fight it will be. Oh, it's so majestic.
It's a cool shot.
The sun is broken as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so at the end there, that's coming out, this update, depending on when you're watching it, that update may be out already. It's coming out the same day as the announcement. So yeah, just really cool.
Version 16 available on June 8th.
So you won't be waiting long. So get your weapons sharpened and your bow guns loaded.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, look at that.
Originally, Amatsu, which was added in Title Update 5, was supposed to be the final monster.
Yeah, so basically, the team is kind of mentioning how, we originally were going to end on the last update, but, they really wanted to just get this last one in there. Hence the reason why we're calling the bonus update. The team just really went the extra mile just to add Primordial Malzeno in there, just to really put a cap on the end of the Sunbreak part of the content, right?
Exactly, like the support from the community for Rise and Sunbreak has been amazing, and here on Steam, the PC community, you've been amazing. So yeah, the team wanted to do a little thank you, and here it is, and it's going to try and kick your ass. So good luck.
MR10. So the barrier to get into this one is a little bit lower, with compared to some of the Risen monsters and stuff like that. But as we saw with the Matsu, which was also MR10, it's not going to be easy fight.
Look how cool that armor is. So new armor, new weapons, new gear for your buddies as well.
Yeah, and even though this is the final, update, we are going to keep having event quests. So you're going to be able to get things like armor throughout those event quests. So just lots of cool challenges to have. I know people have been really liking those hazard quests that we've been adding.
Yes, everyone loves a spicy challenge. And Gamma buff body.
Yeah, there it is.
Even more gains.
As far as paid DLC goes, As of version 15, the total lineup is complete.
So that runs through until the end of July. So plenty more content to come on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Just imagine for a new player, right? If you're jumping into this, you're getting a insane amount of event quests.
You're going to be very busy in a good way.
Yeah,
Monster
definitely.
Hunter Rise and Sunbreak are also available on Xbox Series X. S,
Yeah, it's really been a
Xbox
fun
One,
road with this one.
PlayStation 5, and
Just to have
PlayStation
like
4.
that constant cadence of updates every few months over the last year or so. I feel like there's just always something to do in this game.
Exactly, and how the community kind of shared the excitement with us around the digital events and when the update dropped was amazing. We've loved reading your comments, reading your thoughts on the forums and in the news posts. So, no, thank you. It's definitely been a journey we've all took together. And I don't mean that in a cheesy way, like you rock, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks to everybody. I mean, we really do try to read as much as we can. We share as much as we can with the team, and we try to, we can't take action on every piece of feedback, but we do make sure that it is shared. And so we always really appreciate your excitement and your enthusiasm. And that kind of brings us to the end of our portion for today. The developers are going to continue talking for the rest of the show, just kind of reminiscing on their journey with Rise and Sunbreak, just making the game and all the experiences that they had and how they were kind of communicating with the community directly on our social media channels, which is really cool. So with that, I think we will say our goodbyes. Again, thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks for joining us on the long road for Rise and Sunbreak. And Jono, any closing comments on your side?
Yeah, stay awesome, and we'll see you in the hunt.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
We are now joined by Yasunori Ichinose, the director of Monster Hunter Rise, for a nice three-way conversation. Mr. Ichinose, everyone.
I was gonna do my own introduction, but good to see you, everyone. I'm Yasunori Ichinose, director on Monster Hunter Rise.
I think this is going to be the last digital event for Rise and Sunbreak, so there's a lot I'd like to talk about, and I hope everyone watching will enjoy our talk as well. Nowadays, it's easy for us to see reactions from players and the community in real time on social media and such. Has there been anything that caught your eye?
When we did Rise and showed off canines for the first time, we got a lot of reactions saying how cute they were. And since the monsters are based on yokai, some people wondered, what's this monster based on? And if they're going to bring back this monster, what yokai is it going to be based on? And so on. And I was surprised at how many people guessed it right. It was a lot of fun to watch.
What about you, Mr. Suzuki?
For Sunbreak, I decided to bring back a monster from Monster Hunter Frontier, Espines, as I'm sure you're aware. When we announced this, we got so much fan feedback that the term even started trending for a while.
Nobody saw that one coming.
We pretty much had to recreate him from scratch, and the staff was very particular about getting him right, which was great.
For Sunbreak, you even took to social media yourself to comment on some things directly. What was that like? Did you have any plans?
Well, I can't disclose any specifics about the main features in advance, of course. But I still wanted to reveal some things before each update to get the fans excited about new upcoming features. I wanted them to imagine what kinds of things we were cooking up. So occasionally I'd let some pretty big hints slip through. Of course, you have to be very careful. Like, how much can I say? Can I get away with this without getting yelled at? There were times when I was treading on thin ice, but I mainly focused on info tying into the next update, while mixing in a variety of trivia. We also released some illustrations hinting at new monsters on Twitter and stuff.
The ones you drew, right?
No, that wasn't me. They were made by one of the designers for a color sample sheet. So I asked if I could have them, and I just put them up like that. I figured I'd be safe as long as I didn't say, "This monster will be in the game." It was more to show off what kind of ideas we had.
There were a lot of people comparing their speculations to the actual announcements.
And then there's the hunting guide. Mr. Ichinose actually provided a lot of backup in coming up with ideas for the content. So it wasn't just me doing it alone. But Mr. Ichinose and the promotional team helped out a lot too.
You actually did a lot behind the scenes for Sunbreak on social media.
That's right.
For some reason, my schedule just said recordings. Nobody ever told me anything about what we were doing.
Yeah, we wanted you to show up in some of our clips. So when we were making Sunbreak, I approached Mr. Suzuki with some ideas of my own. Like, hey, it would be great if you could add this character to Elgato. And there were some ridiculous requests in there. I was surprised at how many ideas he actually ended up using.
Initially, we were just going to place them around the canteen. But before we knew it, they were at the quest counter and the research lab. There were paintings all over the place. And they do change as you progress in the story. So if you've played the game and haven't noticed yet, you should try playing again and paying attention to the details.
From the beginning?
Yep, from scratch.
I see.
There's a lot of variety. It's really cool.
Both Rise and Sunbreak have very colorful NPCs. Do you have any particular favorites among the cast?
I think I'd like to hear from Ryozo before we answer.
Yes, me too.
All right, I'll go first. I would pick Bahari from Sunbreak. He's pretty involved in the story, and I like how he looks like a brilliant scientist, but he's actually kind of goofy. And he's in a lot of cutscenes as well.
That's right. He's actually one of the more prominent characters in cutscenes, yes.
What about you two?
I really like Tadori. You know who that is, right?
Of course, of course.
These creatures consume life.
Of course I know him.
These creatures consume life.
Why do you have to say that twice?
These creatures consume life.
I really love that cutscene. I watched it so many times.
It's a cutscene that seems so significant, right?
Didn't we use this for a trailer?
We did.
That's correct.
It was an easy-to-use line.
I really like Master Utsushi. The fact that he's a really prolific and experienced hunter, but he never brags about his own strength. He treats everyone completely equally, and you can tell he really loves and cares for his favorite pupils.
We even received Valentine's chocolate for him.
That's right. Quite a lot even. I was surprised.
A lot of fans sent in Valentine's chocolate for Master Utsushi. So I immediately asked one of the designers to make a thank you illustration. So every time, she would draw something super fast a couple of days in advance, and every time we would put it up on social media.
That's right.
Moving on, considering that you've been working on these games for so long, there must have been a lot of ideas that ended up not making it in. Ones you can talk about?
I'm not sure I can talk about any of them.
No? Then anything you can just share a little bit of?
So, Elgato Outpost has a leader called Admiral Gallius. And initially, he was going to be a silent character. Wouldn't say a single word. But he's central to the plot development, right? So he'd be standing right in the middle of the council meeting area, while Fiorane would be doing all the talking next to him. So, for instance, she'd say, "We have to hunt this monster next." And she'd explain how to fight it, and then go, "Right, Admiral?" And he'd just nod with a grunt. And she'd go, "Understood, Admiral." Now, let us sally forth, fierce flame. And this would keep happening, so it turned into kind of a skit, with Fiorain just looking for the right answers from someone who doesn't talk, which doesn't make for a compelling conversation, so we axed it. I guess I went a little too far there.
There's this guy inside Bahari's research lab, right? During development, you could talk to him from atop the roof, and it would show his name. So I was like, he has a name? Of course he was removed later, but I was impressed at how detailed it was.
That he even had a name.
Yeah, it should be gone now though.
He's a very thorough bug checker.
You can talk to him from up there?
Hey, Suzuki, why can I talk to this guy?
Today's show is a special occasion to bring you new information about the bonus update, which is why we invited Mr. Ichinose and Mr. Suzuki over. And I'm glad we were able to share all of this with you. To close things off, both directors have a final comment for all of you.
Since Rise was released, we've been getting lots of fan feedback on social media and various other places. And we are very thankful for that. All of us here on the dev team will keep doing our best to deliver quality content to you. So we hope you keep enjoying the game for a long time to come. Thank you very much.
I was handed the baton from Rise and got to work on Sunbreak, and I've been overwhelmed by all of the positive comments, which have given the dev team the motivation to keep working hard to bring you new content like all of the updates. I'd like to once again express the team's appreciation to all of you. Thank you.
That about wraps things up for this event. It's been a little over 2 years since Monster Hunter Rise was released, and about 1 year since the release of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. We are all very thankful for the huge number of people who played these games. So from all of us here on the development team, thank you very much. Next year will be the 20th anniversary of the Monster Hunter series. We're going to keep doing our best to bring you new and exciting games, so we hope you'll continue to support us in the future as well. I'd like to close things off with our usual chant. Happy hunting!